Welcome back, everyone! Today, we're diving into the complex and often tumultuous political situation in Pakistan as we look at its political landscape in 2025. There's a lot going on, ranging from disputed elections to rising security challenges. It's a fragile democracy right now, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. The situation in Pakistan is like a pressure cooker. Tensions everywhere, both internally and externally. With Imran Khan's PTI still playing a major role, the political divide is only deepening. And let's not forget the military's influence, which is a huge factor in how things are unfolding.
That's true. The 2024 elections were really a turning point. PTI managed to secure the most directly elected seats, despite Khan being imprisoned since 2023. But then, the coalition government led by PMLN, PPP, and the military-backed forces, well, that created even more controversy. The allegations of vote rigging really fueled the protests last year.
Right, the mass protests were pretty intense. It felt like the country was on the edge of something major. PTI's claims of a systematic dismantling of democracy hit a nerve, especially with the Constitutional Court's decision to redistribute seats in 2025. It seemed like the military's influence was at its peak, despite the civilian facade.
And speaking of Imran Khan, his political journey has been nothing short of dramatic. He went from being the golden boy of Pakistani politics, backed by the military, to now being a fierce critic of military involvement in politics. It's almost like he's turned into the face of resistance.
Exactly. His supporters are loyal to the core, despite his legal troubles. But I think what makes his position even more complicated is the ongoing tension between him and the military. And his influence is still huge, especially after his arrest in 2023 sparked violent protests. His message resonates with a lot of Pakistanis who are frustrated with the establishment.
That's a good point. And then there's Shehbaz Sharif and the PMLN. Their coalition government is trying to hold things together, but they've faced plenty of criticism, especially on economic mismanagement. Not to mention the military ties that some suspect could be behind Nawaz Sharif's return from exile. It's like the old guard is back in full force.
It's a bit like déjà vu, isn't it? The Sharifs have always been key players in Pakistani politics, but the public's patience is wearing thin with the same faces. PMLN, PPP, these parties just seem to cycle back into power, often backed by the military, but it's not clear if they can lead Pakistan out of its current mess.
True. And it's not just the political elite that's struggling. Pakistan's economy is in shambles. Inflation, poverty, natural disasters, and of course the IMF loans. It's all contributing to the country's instability. It feels like the government's priorities are spread so thin.
Absolutely. And there's the security situation too. Attacks from militant groups like the TTP, especially in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, complicate matters even further. You can see how PTI's position there makes counterterrorism efforts more complicated. It's a mess.
And it's not just about the economy or security, it's the human rights situation too. There's a lot of international concern about the crackdown on dissent, restrictions on protests, and the ongoing violence against journalists. The Freedom of Speech Index in Pakistan has definitely seen better days.
Yeah, and it's even trickling down to the political landscape. Gender inequality in politics is a huge issue. Women in Pakistan's parliament have had to form cross-party caucuses just to push for basic gender-sensitive legislation. It's impressive that they can unite, but it also speaks to how fragmented the rest of the political system is.
And then there's Pakistan's foreign relations. The relationship with India is still tense, and the Kashmir issue continues to drain resources. On the flip side, China's investments in the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor are a big deal, though the U.S.-Pakistan relationship is seeing some improvement. But again, it's fragile.
Definitely. Pakistan is stuck between maintaining this delicate balance of alliances. Its rivalry with India won't go away anytime soon, but the need for economic ties with China is undeniable. The U.S., too, has a role to play in the region, but their past friction with Pakistan is hard to forget.
In the end, Pakistan's democracy seems to be teetering on the edge. It's in need of a major overhaul, maybe through some form of compromise between PTI and the ruling parties. But that's hard to imagine right now.
I agree. Unless there's a willingness to engage in dialogue instead of protests, it's hard to see any positive change coming soon. If both sides keep digging in their heels, Pakistan risks further instability, which could have serious repercussions for its future.
Exactly. It's a crossroads moment for Pakistan's democracy. So, we leave our listeners with this. Can Pakistan find common ground, or will it continue to spiral into chaos?
Well, only time will tell. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Stay tuned for more updates.